like, who does this guy think he is? Does he think he's supposed to be like the Solista 2.0?
The fuck? What?
No, you know, I'm just here to prove to you guys that Guardian is a lot better than it actually really is, one, and two, that I really think it could be the gun that carries you out of Yellow Hell, potentially to Radiant, and it might be seeing it in the new meta for Valorant. The first thing I definitely want to point out here that might get your all's attention that nobody ever mentions is that, one, Guardian has no fall-off damage. Everybody's probably like, cool, I already know that, kind of like Chamber Deagle. What you also don't know is that you can still get a headshot through a wall no matter the distance. You're just aiming at their head. If you play Valorant as religiously as myself, you understand how valuable this is, as it opens up a plethora of angles that you can shoot from. So that on itself is a great reason to use the Guardian. Another thing I want to take a look at is definitely the price of this bad boy. So in comparison to the Vandal or the Phantom, the sucker is 2,250 credits, which is 650 credits extra that you could be saving for your team, right? So if I live throughout a round, right, whether it's a winner or a loss, if I keep my Guardian and I'm able to pick up another gun, potentially a Phantom or a Vandal, then I do save my team money. I can give that to my teammates, will benefit from it. Also too, like if I'm buying this on a save round for the other team, not many people know how to use this weapon, right? So if I put it into the hands of somebody else, the chances of them able to use it successfully is definitely a lot lower than you'd probably see with a Spectre or a Phantom or even a Bulldog. So it's a little less of a big deal if you give this to the enemy team, which also makes it a very valuable weapon. One thing too I want to point out also is that if you manage to get really good with this gun, what it will do to the other team's mentality, you know, when they see someone like you kind of running in, just having heads or just killing everybody with a Guardian, right? I mean, think about it. If you were in that position, just getting aced by a Guardian, what would that do to your team mentally? Would it cause some internal turmoil? Would everybody just start giving up? It just kind of has this psychological aspect of really messing with the other team if you manage to perform well, or at least start the game performing well, because the performance will kind of snowball into late game, and everybody knows how that works, right? And it just having a recoil reset slightly faster than the Phantom or the Vandal allows me to, you know, time my counter strafes a little bit more efficiently, which makes me a harder target to hit as well. Two, the size of the gun in relation to a Phantom or a Vandal, it's about, I'd say, 25% less. It takes up less screen space than the Phantom or the Vandal. So, I mean, I know this might be a smaller detail, but if you're really trying to get granular with it, you will have a little bit more screen space to kind of see what's going on around the map. Two, also think that you know, if you're a duelist especially, this probably speaks more to the duelist than any other agent, because you want to have a utility, or at least some form of utility on save rounds outside of duelists. But if you happen to lose the pistol round and you're forced into a save, or your team is forced into a save the second round, you can still buy a Marshal and no armor, and potentially make a play for your team, while being able to buy full Guardian and armor the next round, regardless of what happens, buy or loss. So that just kind of makes you a little bit more valuable, or that makes the Guardian a little bit more valuable, I should say, as it does create an opening on the second round for a save, for you to potentially make a play with the Marshal, and you still being able to buy a Guardian. For the most part, at least while you're playing Reyna, you'll be able to buy Guardian almost every round. Other agents, the majority of them, after like round 4, you might be suckered into getting a little bit of util. If you're constantly losing rounds, you might not be able to buy the Guardian every round, but because of the util, but for at least the duelists, like Guardian no armor every round regardless of what happens. So you're creating that opening for your teammates on those rounds that your team innately thinks that they should be losing, which I think is important to definitely focus on. I really do think this is the perfect weapon for ELO Hell because they don't really practice movement. I'm sorry, you guys, if you guys are iron from iron to plat. I see a little bit of this in diamond as well, but if you're from iron to plat, usually when somebody sees somebody, they'll strafe into them, and then once they see them, they'll stop trying to take the shot, and then won't move until they get the kill. But and if all of you are wondering if this is just all theoretical or if this has actually been applied, I just kind of wanted to take the last end of my video to really show you some clips of me utilizing the Guardian only, you know, in high immortal ELO lobbies, and just showing the potential that it truly does have. So you can kind of transpire that into your game. I do think you're going to be seeing the Guardian a lot more in the game. I do think it's going to become part of the meta, and it's definitely one of those guns in the game that has the potential to kind of allow an unfavorable team to make a few Hail Mary plays to give them an opening. Come here! Whoa!
I'm still hungry.
What?
Placing alarm bot.
Flank.
Gun here.
100 on Cypher.
You're done.
Nice to kill.
Spike down A. One enemy.
Enemy spotted mid.
One enemy remaining.
Who's the hunter now?
Really went into detail.
Oh yeah.
Stay.
Good kill, my boy.
Just a Guardian, dude.
Bro, Chamber.
Backside.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
I got this, guys.
Cutting their vision. Cutting their vision.
One enemy.
Thank you all for watching. You know, that's all I have for today's video. You'll be seeing me use the Guardian a lot more in some competitive games. If a game does go south, I probably will use Phantom or Vandal, just, you know, to cover all grounds. But just see that red button on the bottom right of your screen. I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more. Looking forward to seeing you guys in my next video, so thank you again.